Hello everyone and welcome to our Boxmode webinar. My name is Vlad and I work in marketing at Boxmode. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. How are you today? Let me know if you can hear me okay. We are going to start in a moment. Let's give those who are running late a bit more time to join. We can chat in the meantime. Also, I'd like to mention that there is around 20 seconds broadcast lag, so this will cause some communication delay. Hi John, hi Alex, hi Hemark. Thanks for joining. Well, I think we can start. Hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining our Boxmode webinar. My name is Vlad, and I am product marketing manager at Boxmode, and I'm really excited to be host of this webinar. And today we are going to discuss how to build a website for your consultant business. And I'm curious which business niche you are from. Let me know in the chat. And in the meantime, let me say a couple of words about us. We are a young website building platform, and we believe that creating websites must be accessible to anyone, regardless of technical knowledge, experience, expertise, or budget. And with the help of Boxmode's intuitive drag and drop tools and widgets, you can easily build and maintain a professional looking website. And all you need to is just a bit of dedication and an internet browser, and no technical knowledge is required. Let me check the chat. Thanks for being active. I can see that we have a business consultant today. It's great to know. Well, the approaches that we will discuss today, they are universal, and they can be applied to many different use cases. And if you have any doubts that building a website is difficult, I hope that after this webinar your concerns will be dispelled. And also I can see that we have a small business federal contractor and a business consultant today. Well, it's great to know that we have different representatives of different trades in this webinar. So this is the webinar structure. First, we will briefly talk about why having a website is important for a consultant business, and then we will start building a website using the tools of Boxmode platform. And also I will be covering some of the general aspects of the website building process along the way. And if you have any questions after this webinar, I will be glad to answer them. So let's start off by answering the question of why consultant need a website in the first place. And as a consultant, you probably get clients from referrals, or you get contracts through agencies or boutique firms. You probably have a developed LinkedIn profile and you keep your network warm. So why bother having a website? Well, the website is a place where you can easily highlight your unique service offerings in a more detailed and clear way, as opposed to a LinkedIn or a Facebook profile. Also, is a place where you can narrate your story on your terms that will show that your personality, that will show that you're a human being just like everyone else, with your own values, interests. So it's a great way to build a connection with prospects. Also, it improves the business credibility because people usually check the website of a business when they do research to decide whether they want to work with it, and if they cannot find the website of the business, it might raise doubt of business legitimacy. And also, website helps to reach a wider audience because because of the search engines, because most of the online experience nowadays starts from search engines. We search for products and services, we search for reviews, for feedback, for information, people, places, and Google handles almost 4 billion searches per minute on average across the globe. And having a website, it helps you to get customers from Google search, because website is easier to rank in local search results than a social network profile. And another fact, due to 2018 Dynamics ruling in California, if you want to preserve your business owner tax advantage as an independent contractor, you definitely need a website, because it will serve as evidence that you are quote unquote usually engaged in an independently established trade, business, or occupation. Even if it is related to California, in different states they pay attention and eventually might follow suit. And if you're curious to read more about this, you can Google it, or I'll ask my colleague to share a link to the article where this question was covered in more details. And also remember that costs spent on building and maintaining websites are tax deductible, so don't forget to appropriately track these as a part of your valid business expenses. Again, we're talking here about United States. Please check about other countries. So now let's go to the boxmode.com and start building a website. So registration is simple. It requires no cards. Just enter your email and a password. I already have an account, so just log in. And the first step would be to choose a template that will serve as a framework for your website. And templates are grouped under different categories, but it doesn't mean that you need to stick with a category that matches the name of that matches your business niche, because websites have lots of common components. So any template that you choose, it can be customized to fit your narrative. And templates were created by professionals, and they thought out lots of different tiny aspects like color schemes, fonts, usage of white spacing, usage of visuals in order to create a interesting and appealing design. And different templates, they trigger different responses from audience. And when picking the template, you can basically ask yourself, how would you like your audience to perceive you? Do you prefer more modern and calm look and feel, or more sophisticated and energetic feel? So based on that, you can start with a corresponding template. So let's say we are building a website for a legal consultancy business, and for this purpose, let's pick this Unilaw template, and we can check how it looks using this preview mode. So this template uses clean and simple design with an easy to follow navigation structure, and it uses neutral color scheme, and it instills a sense of professionalism, confidence, and trustworthiness, which is expected from the law consulting business. So this template is going to be great for this use case. But if you are from a different business, let's say entertainment, a more vivid color scheme, a more vivid template, it would be more appropriate. So let's start with this template. And here's this template in the edit mode. And this is so-called the above default section. And this name comes from printed media. It's the first thing that users will see on your website. So it is crucial for the above default section to be appealing and engaging. And one of the principal elements of attraction is the so-called hero image. Yeah. It's a large oversized banner image that usually covers the most of this top section of the website. And because of its size and prominence, it's usually the first things that visitors see, and therefore your hero image is often responsible for the first impression. So remember to always use high quality images so it doesn't look blurred or pixelated, and it also must be consistent with the website style. For example, if your website is minimalistic and neutral, your hero image, it shouldn't be cluttered and colorful. And vice versa, if your website is loud, is bright, and if it uses some striking colors, your hero image, it should be just as bold. So in this example, as we're building a website for now for legal consultancy business, this image matches the minimalistic neutral mood of the website, so we can leave it. But what if you want to change something on the website? So all we need to do is to click on the element that we want to customize, and let's say this main navigation heading, and we can see the different options. So this one is to change the location of this item, and if you want to change the text, we just simply click on edit and substitute the text. An attention grabbing headline, it will help make your hero image more attractive. It will make it to stand out and draw attention. And make sure that the text that you write here in this main heading, it answers the question of the website topic. And remember that the moment a visitor lands on your website, they need to know exactly what it is that you're offering. Because if they have any difficulties here, many will leave, never to return. As for the customization of the text, it's really simple, and if you ever used any text editor, this instrument should be familiar to you. So, for example, if you want to change the font, we just simply do it here. We can change also the font size, we can make text bold, italicized, and so on. During this webinar, I won't be changing and customizing the text of this template, not waste any time, because it's really simple. So now a couple of words about another important aspect of top part of the website is the main navigation menu. So navigation menu, it works best when it's short and simple, and a short navigation bar is easier and faster for people to read through. And if they have to hunt through lots of different options, they're more likely to leave your website. So try using no more than 5 or 7 items in the main navigation menu. So in this example, the navigation menu consists of 5 different items that are based on 5 the most expected web pages for this type of website. The customization of navigation menu is intuitive. We just simply need to open the settings. Here we can add new items, we can remove items, duplicate items. So let's say we want to add another item, just simply click on it, go to the settings, and we can name it. We can attach this item to existing page of the website, or we can attach it to some third-party URL. And another important thing is that the main navigation menu will automatically get converted into the so-called hamburger menu on the mobile screen, which is very useful as requires no additional time for you to set the mobile version up. Also, it is good practice to include your contact details and links to social media in the top section of your website, so the prospects don't spend time trying to find this information. As for connecting these icons to respective pages on social media, it's really simple. Just simply click on this image, click on the link option, and put here the URL of the respective social media profile page. Okay, let's leave this section as it is for now and move on to another section. When first landing on your website's homepage, prospective clients, they will be on the hunt for your value proposition. So it should be among the first things that visitors see when checking your homepage. And it is essentially that you instantly draw prospective clients in by articulating exactly what you do, who you can do it for, and what makes you the best choice. So the section itself, it consists of 3 containers with text and images. So we know how to change text, but how can we change image? It's also intuitive. We just click on the image, click on edit, click on change image. So we can use pictures from the Unsplash, which is integrated with the Boxmode, and it provides you with royalty-free, dozens of royalty-free pictures that you can use for your web design. Or you can use, obviously, pictures from your computer. You can upload them from here, or you can reuse pictures that were already used for this template. Let's say you want to pick this one, and it's going to be automatically added to the page. And if it doesn't fit well inside the container, you can use the crop option to make it fit well. And every action you do on the website is getting auto-saved, and if you wish to undo the transaction, you can just simply click on the back option. So, and what if you want to change this background of the container? It's also simple. You just click on the container, click on the brush option, and choose the color that you want in the color input. Colors, they play one of the most important roles in web design. They can be used to attract attention, to express meaning, draw conversions, and color choice, it takes careful planning and testing, and when done correctly, it can influence on how user perceives and interprets the website. And the topic of colors, it goes beyond the scope of this webinar, and if you're new to it and willing to learn more, you could check out our blog where we covered this subject in more details, and I'll ask my colleague to share a link to this blog article in the chat. But for now, you can rely on the default template colors, as designers already took care of this aspect. So let's move on to another section. As an independent consultant, it is a good idea to share your values on your website. It will help you to stand out in a sea of qualified competition. That is why this section is included in the template. And there are a couple of simple rules to keep in mind when working with the text on your website in terms of design. Always pay attention to the color contrast, because if there is a poor contrast, it leads to poor readability and poor user experience, and we don't want that. Also, it is better to keep paragraphs of text left aligned as opposed to centered paragraphs or right aligned paragraphs. Yeah. And be consistent with fonts. Do not use more than 2 or 3 different fonts on your website, because consistency is one of the critical components of a good design. And also remember to emphasize only important text on your website, because when emphasizing everything, like this for example, it has no effect. It's the same as emphasizing nothing, because it makes no visual contrast. And when you have a chunk of text, make sure that the line of text is not too long, because if it's too long, it's going to be very hard for the user to read it, and without getting lost and unable to find where the next line starts. So just keep these simple principles in mind when working with text. But again, designers already thought these small details out, and they already implemented the best practices. Here we can see another section that summarizes your experience, which is obviously a good idea to share, but if you feel that you already covered this in different ways on your website, and if you don't need it, or if you don't need some section of a template in general, it can be removed. Just click on the container you don't need and click on this trash bin icon like this. So, but this section also served as a visual separator between these two neighboring sections, and without it, they kind of merged. And to create visual structure, let's add something in between. To add new component to the web page, we can use this plus icon, and here we can see different widgets that we can choose from, starting from basic such as markup, images, video, buttons, typography, to more complex widgets like footer, forms, slideshows, and you can add here entire sections of the website, which is especially useful if you are building a web page from the ground up. So let's say you want to add the slideshow widget. So let's choose it, grab it, drag it, and drop it here in between like this. So it's a good idea to incorporate pictures and graphics to immediately connect with visitors, as well as communicate the value of your services visually, since people are visual thinkers. And especially if you have a photography website or something where design, art are in the focus. So sliders will allow you to showcase your work as soon as someone enters your website. As for the slider customization, it's really intuitive. We can go to the settings. Here we can add new sliders. We can change obviously the slider backgrounds. We can decide how sliders should animate. As for the slider text, it can be changed on the fly the same way as the other text on the website. So basically you have full control over how slider looks and how it behaves. But there is also a lot of debate about the actual disadvantages associated with sliders, and one of them is that slider might have a negative impact on the page loading speed, as visuals, especially big visuals, it takes additional time to load, plus animation also consumes resources. And as an alternative to slider, we have another widget, it's a gallery widget, which is also a great way to showcase your work visually. So we can also add it here just for the sake of showing. So the main difference is that gallery widget displays all pictures all together in a grid layout like this. Okay, so let's move on. Here we can see a section with the practice areas. So it's kind of extended version of the section where we change the background colors, which could be also a smart decision to keep on your website. But here's another thing to remember when you build a website. In order to make your consulting website succeed and make it more interesting and user-friendly and boost its search engine rankings, you will need to add informative content that is focused on offering advice, tips, and solutions for your prospective clients. So don't limit your website's content to strictly boasting about your practices and detailing what your service is about. Yeah. So as for the section itself, it can be customized the same approaches we already discussed, because it's all containers with images and text. So let's move on to not waste any time. Featuring logos of your clients in their feedback on your homepage is an easy way to demonstrate that you are a qualified professional, and it helps to build trust and establish credibility. And trust is important element for new visitors who aren't aware of your business quality. But note that some companies, they state in their contracts that you are not allowed to use their names for advertising purposes. So review your contracts before you display any of the logos. As for the section customization, again, it's all images and text. So let's move on. And here we can see a form, which is also very important widget. Many prospects or existing customers, they prefer texting over calling. So form will help people to reach out to you, to ask you a question, or to schedule a consultation, like in this case. To customize the form, we can go to the settings where we can manage the form fields. Here we can see 4 fields. We can add more. Let's say we want to attach a file field, so we'll just click on it and it's automatically added to the form. The messages submitted through this form, including the attached file, will be sent to the email address that you have used during the registration. And you can change the destination email in the Send Data to tab. Also, you can integrate with the MailChimp. So with the form, you can grow your email database of clients, and you can use it for further marketing initiatives. And it is good practice for consultants to use emails. They will help you to easily stay in touch with clients, to nurture both new and existing relationships with them. So you can send clients high value content and at regular intervals to convince them that you have what it takes to help them without being too pushy or too intrusive. And finally, we reach the footer of this web page, which is an intrinsic part of any website. It usually contains links to your social media, your contact information, copyright notice with terms and conditions, and also links to main navigation menu. And also it could have links to useful resources that you think will help to educate your customers or help them to find answers to most frequently asked questions. I won't be customizing the footer itself as we're running out of time, and we have a few more important things to discuss. To manage all website pages, you can open this page management menu, and this template already has 5 pages that are expected from this type of website. Here you can add new pages or delete them, remove them, duplicate them, and if you wish to switch to another page, you can just simply click on it from here. Let's briefly check the Contact Us page. This page usually contains more detailed information about your whereabouts, and on the top of the form widget that we already discussed, it could have a map. So, and to pin location of your office, you can just go to the map settings and type the address here, and it will automatically adjust the map to show where you are. And a couple of words about important website settings related to search engine optimization, which you also need to pay attention to when building web pages. Remember to write meta title and meta description that you can find in the SEO settings of your page. So the text here that is added here, it's not visible on the web page itself, but search engines, when analyzing content of your pages, they read meta title and meta description to better understand what your website is about, and in turn it will help you in ranking higher in search results for relevant keywords. So use focus keywords when writing this page meta title and meta description that you would like to be found by in Google search. Also, page meta title and meta description could be shown in the search result snippets in Google. For example, this could be page meta title and this could be meta description. So it means that it has to be written in an appealing and engaging manner, so your prospects want to click on it. And also remember that what you write here, it has to be aligned with the content of the website, with the content of the web page, and not contain any misleading information, because it will confuse search engines and it will have a negative impact on search rankings. And each page, it should have a unique meta title and meta description. And those of you who are not familiar with search engine optimization, you could check out our blog and our SEO webinar, where we discuss some of the basic concepts of search engine optimization and its importance in promoting your business and your website. And I'll ask my colleague to share a respective link in the chat. And the last important question for today is question of mobile responsiveness. So nowadays, since most traffic comes from mobile devices, the websites must be mobile friendly. And if we use these different preview modes, you'll see that when you use a template, the website is already mobile responsive and no additional work is required to make it fit on the mobile screen. And after you finish customizing the template, you can go live by publishing the website, choosing the URL if it is not occupied, and confirm publishing. So there is a lot more to the platform, but we already ran out of time, and at least we covered the very basics that will help you get started. And before we go to the questions, I want to say next, of course, we are not the first website builder on the market, and as we receive questions about our differences with other website builders, let me address them. We have dedicated customer support that receives training not just in the platform specifics, but also in the basics of web development, web design, search engine optimization. And this level of training, it improves standards in consultation with consumers in a variety of different topics related to building online presence in a broader sense. Also, we have a free forever plan, and the instruments I showed you are free of charge, and this also includes the option to connect your own custom domain. And even though the free versions has certain limitations, it is sufficient enough to try the platform out. And if you decide to upgrade, you will get a free custom domain for 1 year, 5 GB of storage, chat support, and the white label solution. And it will cost you only $33 per year. So this is it for the presentation part. Now let's move on to the questions. I can see the question from John. What about custom domain? Yeah, as you probably noticed, the Boxmode free domains, that they have the boxmode.io extension like this. Yeah, and if you wish to connect your custom domain, you can easily go to manage domains in your project and follow the instructions that you will see here. If it's in case if you purchase a domain from a third-party service provider, or if you get a domain from us, it's going to be automatically adjusted to connect to your project. And you can get a domain from us in two ways. You can get it for free when you purchase basic annual plan, or you can purchase it directly. Question from Dwayne: what is the cost of building a website on this platform? And Dwayne, as I mentioned, that the instruments I showed you today are free of charge, but if you purchase a basic plan at $33 per year, on the top of that you will get, as I mentioned, storage, chat support, and it will provide you with a white label solution. Question from Alex: do you have an online store widget? No, Alex, we don't have this online store widget for now, but it is on our roadmap and it's gonna be ready this month, where we will implement it very, very soon. And with this help, you will be able to merchandise physical and digital goods. Question from Hemarak: how easy it is for IDX integration? Let me check what ADX is. Sorry. Well, at this moment we do not have this type of integration, no. Question from Jerome: which website analytics are available, possible? Well, at this moment, we the only analytics that you can get is from Google Search Console when you connect it to your custom domain. But soon we are going to implement advanced analytics tools such as Google Analytics, Facebook Pixels, Pixel, and many other. But at this moment, this Search Console is only available option, and advanced analytics also will be available this month. Another question: is it easy to connect to Google Analytics? Yeah, at this moment it's not possible, as I mentioned, but it will be pretty soon, and it's gonna be really easy. Question from Sensei: if I get the domain from you, do I own it? If I purchase it, I own it. Well, yes, if you purchase a domain from us, you technically own it, but all the settings are being managed by us, basically. So we adjust them and if you decide to, if you decide to move to another platform, let's say, it will require some additional process of you creating an account with the domain provider, and then we will be able to transfer it. Can you put a link to your site so that I can learn more? Sure. I will just copy the link and put it here. So, question from John: what's about GTM? GTM also will be available this month. Let me know if you have any other questions. And to stay tuned for our recent platform updates, our plans, news, and etc., you can join our Facebook community, subscribe to our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and you'll find links in the description to this video. Also, I'll ask my colleague to share it with you in the chat. Question from Sensei: what is GTM? Well, GTM, it stands for Google Tag Manager. It allows you to manage different analytic tools. I mean, you'll be able to measure with its help, like different marketing optimization JavaScript tags. Question from Jerry: is it possible to have any domain that I want? .de, .fr, .com. Well, if you purchase a domain by yourself, you can get whatever domain you want. But if you want to purchase domain from us, we do have a list of domain extensions that we currently offer, and you can find it in the support center article. So here's currently the extensions that we offer. We don't have a .de extension. Question from Benjamin. Can you use multiple sites in one account? Sure, you can use unlimited number of sites in one account. A question from Dwayne. Is there a certification for Google Tag Manager? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by this question. Would you elaborate? What kind of certification do you mean? I mean, Google, they run lots of educational courses, and including on the Google Tag Manager. And if you accomplish one of those courses they have, you could become a certified specialist in that area. Question from Kemarak. Co-offerings done for your options at what cost? I'm not sure what you mean. Would you please elaborate what offerings you mean, because I'm not sure. And question from Dwayne. Is the cost of domain included in the yearly cost of $39? The annual subscription is $33 per year, and the first year you will get a free custom domain, but consecutive years you would need to pay. Dwayne says thanks for specifying about tag management. No, it does not require any certification to become to use a Google Tag Manager. It's just a tool that you can learn on your own how to use it. So let me know if you have any other questions for now. Well, if we don't have any more questions, I really do appreciate your dedicated time and coming to this webinar. I hope that it was informative, and I hope that you learned something new today. It was my pleasure to be a host, and thank you so much, and have a nice day.